welcome back to the Real Estate Huddle. We are on episode 52, and we're like more than halfway to a century here. So we're excited to talk a little bit about the recent news and developments that are going on in West Cherry Creek. This humongous plan to do a massive overhaul on the development there, and it's going to be interesting. So we're going to talk about the ins and outs of that, what to expect over the next 10 years. This is like a pretty big plan that's going to be going on over the next decade that's going to kind of reshape what West Cherry Creek looks like. And for those of you that spend any time at Cherry Creek Mall, Kim, this is going to be kind of cool.
Spot. Yeah. A lot of shopping, a lot of dining over there, cocktail bars. It's really nice. I love Barry's, all the Pilates classes over there too. It's a great spot.
That's awesome. What else? Like for outsiders that don't know Cherry Creek Mall, it's a big mall.
What's that cocktail place that's really nice?
Which one? There's
Forget
a
Me
lot.
Not.
Jackson's not fancy enough to be over there.
Yeah, Forget Me Not is a really nice date spot. Barry's is an awesome workout class. If you really want something that's going to push you hard on a weekend, that's a great place. There's a lot of coffee shops over there too. There's just a ton.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. And amazing apparel, right? Like for shopping, like they have all the Lululemon and Athleta and like all those Vuori and the one that
a lot of luxury, a lot of premium brands, stuff like that is typically.
They even have the Spanish one, Zara, which is my favorite. Probably
that's so fancy. I don't even know about it.
You can buy a suit.
The way he said it.
Yeah.
I didn't know
you have to say it with the theta. But like in Spain, you can buy a suit for like $250-$300, and at the Cherry Creek Mall, you can probably buy it for $2,000.
Yeah.
So, but that's just that store. Anyways, it's always more expensive when you import it. But Cherry Creek Mall is pretty awesome. You've got kind of a hot spot there because it's like really close to downtown, really close to all of the bars and a lot of different things that people love to be close to. But it's just chic, right? It's got some really cool real estate around
clean, pretty.
I don't belong there.
The real estate over there.
Yeah.
No, I do.
I mean, I think a good example of kind of what Cherry Creek is like is my brother's in the military, and he came in with some buddies, and they wanted to go out, and like for them being a little bit older, like going kind of like downtown Denver, like Larimer Square isn't quite their scene, and so Cherry Creek is just like cleaner, like you said. It's super, super safe. While we were out, somebody cheesed our car. They threw a craft single onto the car, but that's like the most criminal activity.
Real
that's ever
classy,
happened
Cherry
in
Creek.
At Cherry Creek, I would have thought they would have
classy.
used like Gouda or something.
Yeah, that's
nicer.
true. Yeah.
Craft singles.
Actually, it was
Aged Swiss.
Fine craft singles.
these dad jokes are just getting better and better.
Here's some Havarti. We're in Cherry Creek.
Some cheese from Whole Foods hits your car, but it's really nice, really safe. I'd say probably like more like 30s kind of young professionals crowd in Cherry Creek, maybe more of like a 20s young adults crowd kind of in Denver typically.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, just so that you understand like the massive overhaul that's going to take place, this is going to be on it's a 13-acre mixed-use community, the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. And so this is taking out the west side, which is going to be 1.6 million square feet. And they're going to be taking out Elway's Steakhouse. You believe it?
How can you?
Putting in the Bo Nix Steakhouse.
What are they doing?
When I told you
Elway's is a staple.
you had a much bigger reaction. The podcast starts and then you're all just dull boy over here.
Spencer left and cried
really
after he
upset.
found out, but
It's not a surprise anymore.
Elway's, it's been around for a long time.
And Bed Bath & Beyond.
That's the one that makes me most upset, I think.
I'm livid. Where will I get my bubble
Buy all your
baths?
crap on
Because the
Amazon.
one in Parker closed down too, and now where am I supposed to go?
You buy everything on
towels?
Amazon.
I think they closed the one in Town Center too.
No, I think Bed Bath and Beyond is in trouble.
No.
So
Bed Bath & Beyond.
those are the concessions, right? You lose those two places.
I figured you'd be a little bit more upset about Elway's.
John Elway was my hero.
Or are you
growing
more
up.
of a Shanahan's guy?
I've never been to Shanahan's, but
neither.
Elway's Steakhouse, I've been there twice, and it's really good.
Yeah, I was just there. It was good.
It's good, but I'd rather go to Perry's. Perry's is
Perry's is great.
Legit. But anyways, 10-year expected build out, I think we already mentioned. and it could add up to 825 residences, and that's residential type residences. So
How long did you say it would take?
10 years.
Oof.
Yeah, for this whole project to go through. They just passed it with the city, so that's why this is kind of topic of conversation. 100 of those units of the 825, 12% are going to be for affordable housing. And so they have to meet, like, the residents earning 60% of that area's median income can qualify for those. And so that'll be good to have something affordable in Cherry Creek. And the other thing is tons and tons of parking. Like, they're going to have a humongous parking garage to make sure that they have all the infrastructure in place to make sure that that's all, going to work out okay. But there's been a lot of concern about, like, how high are these buildings going to be? Is it going to be too big where it, like, feels like we're just over densified and then traffic's going to be a nightmare? And what they've said is there's going to be 4 13-story buildings that will be there. So that's pretty sizable. Like, Cherry Creek's going to look a little more like downtown, right?
Have you ever? Have you driven in Cherry Creek though? Like at rush hour, it's
pretty busy.
It's busy enough as it is.
And there's
adding another how many thousand people there is going to be. I mean, half of them will probably be walking anyway, but like regardless.
I was going to say everything is very walkable.
Yeah, that's a
their
good point.
Their walkable score is pretty high.
You can go end to end Cherry Creek in maybe like 15, 20 minutes. So there's not a ton of like really if you want to not own a car kind of places in Colorado, but Cherry Creek, I think
It's
you could
one
pull
of
it
them.
off.
Yeah.
You got groceries, shopping.
Yeah, they said in an article here, we want this to be a model for a 15-minute community where you don't have to rely on a car for every trip. So that's kind of their.
Yeah, I already.
And Cherry
feel
Creek
that.
is like that already.
Yeah.
So like I understand, but like I think it's just going to make rush hour a little bit.
For people that
more
work
busy.
there, though, it's going to be amazing because
Yeah.
you're just
In Cherry Creek,
there.
I mean,
Yep.
right there.
Yeah, and then you got the light rail system as well that can get you to different places. But it's only 4 of those buildings will be 13 stories, and then you'll have a couple others that'll be like 11 stories. But you can only imagine like developers what they're seeing because Bed Bath and Beyond and Elways are very wide, right, but not very vertical, and so they're just oozing like looking at these places, going, all right, we can go vertical on these buildings and really take the space and take advantage of that.
Yeah, what I found was, they have like those 3 or 4 high rises for residential, and then looks like they're planning on putting in 2 8-story and 1 11-story office buildings. So mixed use, got a little park in the middle. So definitely a cool little community. And like knowing that area, I really don't think it's like blocking skyline for a lot of people. Like the only thing,
Not more than any other building out
right?
there.
The only thing south of that is just residential homes, and then you got Cherry Creek North to the north and Cherry Creek East to the east. So
Yeah, for sure. I do hate the traffic on like Colorado and like Alameda and some of those like just areas close by. It is rough. So I can see why people like have hesitancy and why they're worried about it being over densified. But
I think some other people are just looking at it. We're putting so much time and effort into building out Cherry Creek, which is already pretty nice to begin with, when there's other areas of Denver that might, need the focus a little bit more than Cherry Creek. And the investment.
I had the
Cherry
same
Creek
thought.
doesn't have enough money. Let's pour in more.
Yeah, let's
Is that what
put
you're
in
saying?
more and make it even nicer and neglect some other
Yeah, come on,
areas
Cherry
of
Creek.
Denver.
Safe one.
So I
So
think some
the rest of
locals
us.
are a little upset about that.
That is a great point. Like that's probably the perception that most like Denver Metroites have, right? As far as just thinking like, why Cherry Creek? Why do they need more money?
Yeah, it's the bougiest part of Denver.
So here's one thing that you might want to consider if you're in that train of thought, which I probably would be too. More than $112 million in tax revenue comes from Cherry Creek, from that area. So they are producing it as well as far as like the tax revenue goes, and that's why this project got approved was because all that production and taxes has created revenue. Yeah. And so that's part of it, but I think that's a total normal thought that most people are going to have in this circumstance.
Yeah, and I think generally for Cherry Creek, if I'm going to be a hater or be devil's advocate, I think a lot of people are upset that they might be priced out of the area. I think that's great that they're adding some affordable housing,
Right.
Because just nothing there is affordable right now.
Yeah.
But like, forget me not. Geez, those are some expensive drinks. I'd rather go to the Cherry Cricket next door and just get a beer instead of the fancy cocktail there. But
You like food with your drinks?
Well,
yeah, usually. Cherry Cricket has great food.
Cherry Creek is
Great
really good.
burgers, great
Yeah.
sandwiches. Like,
Really good.
Knock it out of the park. I love Cherry Cricket.
Almost as good as Del Frisco's, but yeah, it's really good.
On the flip side, you might actually get some of the Cherry Creek locals that don't want this there as well because of that price point. If you think about that, and then, because it's just kind of like their community is known for a specific income, I guess you could say, right? And that kind of
Brings it down a little, you
brings
think?
it down a little bit, or and that's not me saying that. That's just because I know how some people are. They move to specific communities for the prestige of it and for the socioeconomic look of it, I guess. But so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the town of Cherry Creek actually reacts to all this.
And when we say
Well-
affordable housing, are we saying affordable housing, or are we saying
No, I
Part
don't
of the
think,
affordable housing program.
is it part of the affordable housing program?
That my understanding is that to build this, they were required to incorporate, I believe, like 10% or something.
So even
as
more so,
affordable
to my
housing
point.
units.
Yeah,
Yep, that
that's
was a
gonna,
contingency of it getting approved.
that
Which-
might be an interesting point
Well,
for everybody that lives there.
Then
and like you were saying with, let's say, the prestige of the community or the general feel, I mean, really around there you have a lot of like country club homes, a lot of homes that have very large lots. Cherry Creek North, I mean, you have townhomes or like twin homes, duplexes that are over $1 million easily.
Multi-million-dollar units.
So having condos there, 13-story condos is definitely going to change the demographics of who they have there, their disposable income, their habits, things like that. So
These are interesting case studies for just real estate in general, like development, and for like realtors as a like we are, and for everybody to look at, because when you put in affordable housing in a town, what happens to that area, right? How do people react? How does it happen? Like what happens long term? They're very interesting to watch, because I've seen a few. Well, I wouldn't say case studies, but people have like done research on this kind of stuff, and the findings are pretty interesting over a decade-long period.
But wait, there's more. This could be a model for the Ballerina 55-acre community that's coming up. So that could be a very big deal. And if like now that this has gotten approved, they've been having hearings over and over again on creating this huge like residential / office space, mixed use community that's going to connect everything, like all Coors Field, Mile High Stadium, Ballerina, like all of that space could be all connected by this, and not just be kind of Elitch's and some dead space, So that money's worth so much, obviously. So like again, developers are drooling over that right now, and that's like coming
so that's
up.
up next.
Yeah.
Yep, I follow a lot of like accounts and stuff that have development plans and like shows you everything, and like
That's interesting.
yeah.
I'm interested to see who's going to win that bid for the land where Elitch's is.
I was gonna say
because
seen
I know Cronky's probably going to go for it.
plans.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I bet they are.
Yeah, you've got multiple developers, because that's prime.
Yeah, oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Penners maybe. Yeah. That's going
I
to
would
be
love
a
to
money
see
maker.
that be built out.
Yep.
And one thing that we did brush over a little bit, the actual Cherry Creek is not that incorporated into the community. So one of the things that they're trying to do with this development is they're widening the Cherry Creek Trail and trying to connect that more to the living spaces so that it's getting used more.
That'd be awesome.
So I think that's a good thing
Yeah,
as well.
that'd be great.
It's a 10-mile trail, right? That runs, through the whole community. So it's a pretty cool spot where people jog and
Cherry Creek
ride
Trail
bikes.
goes all the way. It comes out all the way to Parker.
Yeah.
Like we can hop on it right over.
And there are
our
people
Target.
that ride their bikes to work.
My dad used to do it
on
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Awesome. Well, we hope you enjoyed the listen. If you did, make sure to click subscribe, and we'll see you on our next episode.